It's time for Luminosity versus FNATIC. We're going to find our final team heading into Championship Sunday.
Yep.
And these guys were in the same group in Stage 2. They split the series 1-1.
If there's anything like we've seen so far today, this one should be a doozy. We know our 3 other teams making it into the top 4. Optic Gaming, we just saw make it on through with that dramatic 5-game series, and then still in that winner's bracket, Envious and E United. Who will be joining it? Will it be Luminosity or Europe's FNATIC?
Well, all with Saints right now as he is in the hard point, trying to hold any pressure that may come through showers. Gets one shot and backs him up for the time being, but this is exactly what you want to see here. Player in the hard point, not really having to deal with any gunfights. Finally, he's going to have to back down, though. Yeah, and they'll just dance all around. They want to get showers control. You can see how much FNATIC's prioritizing that, but unfortunately, anytime they would get towards middle map and towards the hill, it would be swiftly cut down by the ARs of LG. 16-2 curling the score. LG, though, more than fine with giving up the scrap time and setting up for the new hill at cell block. Can we hop over to Wuskin real quick, maybe? Because Wuskin's already into cell block, and if he can win a couple of fights, they almost line up for him brilliantly there. But since the rest of the team for LG drops, and you have Classic inside, they're all going to spawn up at back hangar. The only thing that's a kind of a downside for them is they didn't really get a nice setup. They were all spawning off a spawn, so you kind of give the advantage there for FNATIC, and they're able to take it.
Absolutely. As now Octane trying to stay alive in this back spawn area. Do like how he's playing this one so far. Maybe a little bit. Okay. Fades away, gets the shot, cleans up the last one. Octane with the 3-piece. And he's got help from Saints as well. He buys his team enough time to get back across that wall run Maven. Classic wins the last bit of the trade. LG still in control.
That's twice now, right? That Classic ends up being that last man up. The solo hold attempted by Classic, but the reinforcements quickly get in for FNATIC. Slack just trying to do his best on the outside to contest for now. Got vision on one. Gonna decide to pop it now after Saints get a pick. Not able to win that gunfight, though.
All right, so FNATIC will get the last 15 seconds and take the lead. LG going to get set up. It's actually going to be kind of a foot race. They will have a couple people here. Are they ready for this pinch? You can see Slack is going to be the player waiting for this push. FNATIC, you typically do expect someone to be on this side. Will Wuskin check this as he peeks on out?
It looks like they're going to, but okay. You get a surprise on there if you're Slack, but you miss all of your shots. So not able to make a play. Several kills go to FNATIC. Tommy with a big 2-piece, and now he's in the hard point. Caught reloading, though, by Classic, who once again almost able to make a play.
Wuskin down to just 23 bullets in total in this NV4. He's been alive for so damn long, it seems. 8-2 on a 4 streak. Whiffs almost every single shot. Thankfully has the K-bar in the back pocket, but here comes LG. Wuskin dead. Sunny B dead. Tommy dead. All FNATIC wiped off the map. A quick retake from Luminosity.
Very few teams that can do that when you have multiple players in power positions from FNATIC. LG just steamrolls through. But Tommy will get a couple here on the snow street with 10 seconds left. It's all about these spawns in the back helipad. You see Sunny B already there. Tommy here to help as well. This is looking very good for FNATIC as we head into commissary.
They get scraps to step this on up. FNATIC can begin to run away with this game. You're getting a solid map out of Tommy. You see the clutch 2 pieces. Wuskin doing what he can. And Sunny B involved in the kills as well. Unfortunately, though, for FNATIC, if you're going to beat LG, you need everyone to be firing. 61-61 curling the score as Sunny B still locking down this mid area.
And I think Sunny B is the guy you really need to be huge, right? He had a really good series to kick off the day. He's taken a lot of flack for some of his performances over the past couple of months. But if he can go toe-to-toe with this Luminosity team, you're really going to give FNATIC a fighting chance in this series.
And this is exactly what Crim6 talked about in the interview that I just had with him. He said, you know, FNATIC, if they play the way that they do off the start of the map throughout the entire, 10-minute hardpoint or 10-minute search and destroy, then you can't sleep on this team. So again, FNATIC putting up a solid start, and we've never doubted them on that, but it comes in when, the second rotation comes into play. We maybe move towards the last, 2-3 minutes of a map where they really begin to show their true colors and fall apart.
I wonder if that's just something where they, they don't adapt over the course of a game as well as some other teams do. Tommy and Wuskin on the kill feed now. Tommy tags one up and pushes him underneath the rooftop here. He's 175 off of picking up that Trinity rocket, trying to get away with his life so he can keep playing around these streaks.
Love how Tommy's playing this map so far, man. Really impressing me. His confidence to challenge these gunfights. And you just see he's playing fast, he's playing confident, knowing where he has to go next. Already playing for the new spawns. He's going to rotate back to middle map to help his team. Wuskin wins a nice one-on-one against Saints there in showers, but the trade should be there momentarily. It's Classic gets a call out. Either way, Sunny B, hearing him get loud on the main stage. He knows he got a nice two-piece, but look at the spawns. Because of that wave of kills and because no one stayed in the backside for FNATIC, they spawn out. And wow, that actually works out great for LG.
Yeah, they get punished Tommy too, so he's not going to have any streaks to work with. And you're going to set up nicely here for cell block. Scraps going to be the first man in. Octane checking top window, seeing what he can see mid, wins the first. The second player is going to be challenging. He's getting flanked from behind, but Slack's got his cover.
It's kind of funny. It was mentioned how in the Envy-LG series, LG outslayed Envy by 77 kills in the respawns. They still wind up losing in that first hard point. Now they're getting outslayed. It's like they're trying to see, maybe we have to get outslayed to win.
I don't know. I mean, one of the things that stands out the most has got to be Tommy right now. I mean, this is a guy that at Anaheim had like a bottom 2 or 3 KD. He did not have a good event. You wouldn't think that he'd be able to hang in the slang with Luminosity right now, one of the best teams at it, but he certainly is. Him and Wuskin leading the way right now for FNATIC. Big part of why they're enjoying a 10+ lead right now. Tommy, though, Slack able to turn on him, and now we'll shift focus on over to the graveyard.
This is an example of a hill in rotation where LG can now take command of this game. Classic does get one. He's got some help, too, from Saints. It's a 2v2 gunfight. Scarab now coming in. Scraps dead, Tommy dead, LG win the rotation, and now this is where they need to begin to run away with this game.
Yep, look how pushed up Classic can get. Oh my God, crispy NV4 shots from Classic. 2 killed, 3rd tagged, and he gets away with his life.
Classic somehow continues to impress more and more, even after what we saw in that Stage 2 impressive weekend. I mean, this guy just knows they're going to spawn bottom commissary. It's how it works. So you know what? Instead of waiting for them to get towards cave and challenge a close gunfight with those K-bars, fight him from range with that NV4 where he's got those precise shots. He's got the peeker's advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Down right there.
I mean, you saw the first kill. That wasn't even gun up. That's just somebody caught sprinting off a spawn, not even thinking about, worrying about getting into a gunfight when he gets closer to cave. Great play there. Now, as Classic ends his streak, Saints has picked it up. He's 12 and 13. He has 5 kills in a row. Can we check real quick just maybe how far off streak Saints is? So 175. All right.
So one thing I do want to take note of. When FNATIC were up by about 20 seconds coming into the second rotation, they were outslaying by about 11 kills. Ooh. Now it's LG at +2. You can see 3 players on streaks now, and look at the difference in the score. A 90-second swing because LG start getting the kills, they get the setups they want, and because of that, they run away with a full 60 on Grave.
I mean, this is the relay that you can really take over. That's exactly what they're doing. Perfect hold to Graveyard. You keep that same back spawn as you travel over to Commissary, and you string together a solid 2 minutes, and it is literally domination from Luminosity. We were talking about, what, a 10-point lead for FNATIC a couple hard points ago?
Yeah.
Now almost a 100-point lead for LG. And that's back to what Krim said, though, right? If FNATIC can play that same way over the course of a game, it seems like similar mistakes happening for FNATIC.
I don't know how you figure that out, but something's got to change. You're not going to win something like a COD Champs if this is how you play after the first rotation. Would love to see the score difference, right, between the first 4 minutes of this game and the second 4 minutes of this game. Yeah. It would be night and day. LG have now doubled the score. They were down for the first rotation. Now it looks like it's their map to take with ease. This does not tell the full story of this map, it feels like, Maven. That I mean, honestly, if FNATIC didn't get 6 more seconds, they would be on the verge of a 100-point club.
Yep. And to be fair,
oh my goodness.
I mean, should FNATIC beat LG? No. This would be a huge upset if FNATIC won this series. But you see at times they look capable of it early in the game. Certainly do.
Look at this. 4 dead again. Take note of this, everybody. Everyone now positive on LG. Right? They're now, what, positive, I think, 15 or 16 overall. They were being outslayed by 11 kills. That's a 25+ kill swing. And because of it, they literally take 3 straight minutes in the hard point. Wow. LG just turned on the Jets and destroyed FNATIC on that first map. It was like they were playing with their food.
Exactly. It's a close game became a non-competitive game very fast.
Yep.
And that's what happens, though, when LG plays to their potential, I think.
It's simple. I mean, LG are one of the greatest slaying teams we've seen in Infinite Warfare, if not the best. They were down by 11 kills, kept the map close, and then once they found their groove, remember what I talked about? When they got towards Grave, and I saw them set up with 2 players in that hard point, Classic at the end before he had his teammate Saints watching over, I said, this is where they need to begin to run away with this map. They did not give up, I believe, another second in the hard point from that point forward.
It's unbelievable.
At that time, it was tied. It was a tied game.
Oh, just complete domination there from Luminosity over the second half of that game.
Yep.
But Search and Destroy is where FNATIC has to win. You hear the guys talking on the desk. They have to take both of those. This goes to a game 5. That's where they're going to find maybe easier victories, I guess. It's gonna be it's like pulling teeth to try and beat Luminosity in a respawn sometimes, but I don't know, man. They were able to do it. Now, remember, we talked about in their week, they matched up, and FNATIC took it into Game 5. And, you know, it was interesting, though, because FNATIC at that time was playing for their lives, basically, to get the playoffs. Luminosity had already secured the #1 spot, so how much do you think you can take away from that particular victory?
I mean, I think the bigger thing from it is not really how much you can take away, but it's more that FNATIC truly believe that they can win this series, right? It's not one where LG come into this looking untouchable. It's not one where, you know, FNATIC are a team that are reeling from a tough loss. FNATIC come into this with some great momentum with their series victory earlier today against E6. LG come off a tough, you know, series versus Envy where they do what they need to with slaying, but they almost go back to their old form. They outslay and still have close maps. And then in S&D, they drop both of them in a series. I think that was kind of a wake-up call for LG, and if I'm a FNATIC fan right now, it worries me moving forward. I think in this S&D on retail, we're going to see a different LG from what we saw in the earlier series.
Well, I mean, the one good thing here is you're going to Retaliation. So this isn't a map like Crusher, maybe where LG can bully them, just kind of take a lot of 4-on-4 fights. Retaliation, bigger map. You can spread them out a little bit. I think I give FNATIC certainly more of a chance. This is a map where I've seen Wuskin go off, drop, you know, 10+ kills many a time. I don't hate this for FNATIC. I think this is certainly a very winnable map for them. I'm hoping they can tie up this series, push it the distance.
One of the really telling moments for me in the LG Envy series on this map was when LG just started to get a little bit frustrated, and they just kind of 4-hit top hotel hallway. Envy had 2 nades out ready for it. He had JCap get a first blood. He then backed on up, played his life. John then had a second kill as LG kept trying to push. He had a great sniper shot. And it was one of those where that's just LG strategy. It's like things aren't working, just 4-hit something.
Exactly, and the problem is it doesn't work that well here, right?
Exactly.
And this is, I think you could say, I don't have the stats in front of me right now, but it's definitely one of their worst search and destroys, if not their worst. They're not great at this particular map. So, if you're FNATIC, I mean, it's must-win territory for FNATIC. You have to tie up this series. You can't go in an 0-2 hole. You're not going to be reverse sweeping Luminosity. Can they get it done?
We'll have to see. Players now loading into the map, getting ready to go. You see Wuskin there. Chat with his team. Here we go. LG up 1-0 after a slow start to that hard point turned into what was a near 100-point club victory.
Classic starting to inch his way forward. Shots on. First blood for him. Saints follows it up immediately. One more on steps is Tommy. Can he actually get away with his life? He's able to do so. But Tommy now going to be the lone man in a 1 versus 3, and they're coming hunting.
Yeah, Octane doesn't even need help. Shuts them all down right there. As now... that's what LG need to do. I love how much of a playmaker Classic is for this team. We were talking to Nabel, and he was kind of bringing up, you know, honestly, Classic right now, he's a top 5 player in competitive Call of Duty. As of late, I would argue that he's even more looked like top 2 to 3.
Yeah, there are people that are very high on, well, everybody on Luminosity right now, to be honest with you. I know they dropped a series earlier, but you got to think they're well on their way to possibly earning a spot in Sunday's matches. First 2 kills go to Luminosity, but Wuskin and Sunny B answer right back. 2v2 quickly. Slack gets the better of Scraps, and now it's all on Wuskin. Certainly a winnable situation, but Luminosity do know his positioning. Saints continues to Slack continues to shoulder peek.
And yeah, look at how frustrating this is for Wuskin. You have continuous shoulder peeks from Slack. That's now letting the player from LG get in position, and I guess Slack decided shoulder peeking wasn't enough. Now he wants to just let himself get killed. Was it a weird timing where he thought he entered hotel and he was gonna? I don't know what the hell that was. That was awful. Okay, well that was terrible. And, oh,
what are you two doing? Did they think he left?
I don't know what just happened. What, that was a nice little spot right there from Wuskin, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know if there was a call out from, you know, maybe one of the other players that was already dead, saying they thought they saw him enter hotel. I don't know. That was very strange from LG. That's not a round you can or should lose.
No. That's all right. LG, again, falling back into where they struggled earlier in the year in S&D. They win that first round with relative ease and then throw away game round 2, and now it's a first blood for Wuskin.
Wuskin, I mentioned before this, he has had some really strong performances here. 5-1 to kick things off. Quickly a 2v2 again. Wuskin gets another one. FNATIC gets another one. 2-1 edge right now.
First blood is king in S&D, and Wuskin does it there again for his squad. There's Scraps as your final kill cam. He gets a call from Sunny B. Saints is weak, goes ahead and challenges. Nice play from him. So Wuskin takes command of top plat and shuts down 3 LG players in that round.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell by his positioning, shots he's hitting. He feels at home on this map. He's 6-1 currently. Now they outstick with him because he's 100 off the Trinity. Now they give him bomb because if he gets the plant, he will pick that up. Let's see if his teammates can set him up for success here to get this bomb down.
Well, here's your first engagement. Tommy cuts down Classic, gets out with his life as well, and now Octane, he's going to get pushed by 3. This is a rough spot to be in. Trying to bait him out as Saints.
Catch.
Nice job. Tommy, not much I think he thought he had way more cover there than he actually did.
I think so too. It reminded me of that last night when Enable got picked behind Boston at round 11. He's just standing there. Maybe thinks he's behind cover. Unfortunately not. 50 seconds remaining in this round. It will be a 3 versus 3. Remember, Wuskin's still 100 points off that Trinity rocket, and he should have a plant. They're going to realize very soon this side of the bridge is clear. The problem is the timing right now of LG. They may hit this flank perfectly, but they're going to plant for Cathedral, so he should be safe from that. Can we hop to Wuskin real quick? Just show you the Trinity rocket.
He's just got to run away. He's just got to run away. If he can try to get out with his life, instead, since he spots one, he'll try to stay challenged on the bomb. Hold that. Doesn't do too much, but here comes the cavalry. That is LG. First blood now for Wuskin. Second challenge is there. Wuskin taking off his streak. It's a 2 versus 2.
So Wuskin got that kill, though. That did pick up the bombardment, I believe, right?
So he think so.
Should. Yeah, he got the bombardment. He only needed one more, so he is going to be fully streaked out. Octane, though.
They got to go.
Trying to go big.
He spotted him.
The drop shot. You expect him to go vertical, but not Scraps.
Love this.
A little time.
Love this from Scraps.
Slack hunting him down. Not enough time to get back to the bomb. Round win, FNATIC.
Scraps, one of the few players that drop shots in almost any engagement he gets into because of how his play style is. Winds up catching Octane off guard. You saw Octane was ready for him to flutter into the air. Not the case there. FNATIC are now up 3-1.
It's got to be a little strange, right? Like when when one player's movement is just so drastic.
Strange,
well, I mean, it's just one player so drastically different than the rest when it comes to movement. He doesn't wall run a lot. He doesn't jump a lot.
Here's the thing. I mean,
interesting.
It's 3-1 FNATIC, but I can't help but feel like these have all been winnable rounds for LG.
Oh yeah, they've been. Oh well, quickly they've turned into 2v2s, 3v3s, gone the distance. We've had a lot of long rounds. But yeah, you see Wuskin there. He's completely gold as he's got payload and 3 streaks.
He just looks so comfortable on this map with how he plays.
I'm watching Octane right now as he's just trying to get some information there, maybe from the lower street. Slack just kind of doing a wall run shoulder peek for a second there to see if he can get eyes on anybody.
Wondering if Wuskin now dives into this corner and calls in his Trinity. Let's see. Head over to Wuskin if we can. Yep, smart play. Gets the call out from Tommy. Multiple are pushing. Now it's bombardment time. They're going to force the hand of LG. LG, though, should be able to get into cover.
They push him in. No one was there to pick them up in Hotel. Sunny B actually does hit Plat and will find one.
Oh, and I like this positioning from Slack. Doesn't look like they'll use a second streak yet. The bomb will go down. It's a 2 versus 3. Octane and Slack now just Slack all by himself.
Huge kill from Tommy, but can Slack clutch this? 1 versus 2. Bomb planted. Dead. Tom on his side. Should be caught in just a moment. Not yet. Oh,
yeah,
the pen should come in over the top as Wuskin. I don't know how he's still alive. How is he still alive?
Oh my God. Does Wuskin not see him? Oh my God, Slacked! 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 How do you lose that FNATIC?
How did Wuskin not just hit the wall run and shoot over the top like 10 different times?
Do you know those moments in life where you kind of think, like, you feel like out of body? Like, did that just happen? Like, that was a glitch in the Matrix?
I was just staring at the arrow on the minimap, and I'm like, oh, he's going to die. Oh, he's going to die.
Like, we just went to an alternate universe. We just switched from what is our normal to now one of the different universes. You're young again, Maven. You're young.
Oh, I can feel my hair growing back.
That's a blatant lie.
Oh, my God. So you get streaks used, right? You use bombardment in that one. You lose the round. Also, Slack goes huge, and now Slack may pick up streaks here. Classic flies forward and finds a couple of kills. 2 versus 2 quickly again.
FNATIC and LG S&D. Who can choke rounds worse?
Yeah, that was... I mean, I'm not being crazy, right? He just needed a wall run there and just shoot over the top.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh. I don't know. Saints and Slack just sort of running at Wuskin in the open was funny, too. All right, bomb planted. Slacked and Octane versus Sunny B and Tommy. And you saw kind of the opposite angle of what I was talking about. Just peek over that wall. Anyway, as we move forward, Can Slack get one more kill and pick up this Trinity? First engagement can't do it. Sunny B cuts him down. That's a huge kill. Octane tries to answer back. Weakens one. Tries to snap on the second. Needs to get, I don't know how he is still alive. Peeks over the top by Tommy.
You said bye, Tommy, before a bullet was even fired.
Did you have any doubt in your mind that he wasn't going to kill him?
What has this day of Call of Duty been?
It's been awesome.
Just even think of the first map. It was tied. Someone said to me that, someone tweeted me because I checked between maps. Apparently, FNATIC didn't score for 2.5 minutes. Didn't score a point.
That's like, what was the match last night? Was it in the phase? The one where they just, it was like 140 to 4 or something, the second set of rotations?
My goodness. Now it's 3-3. After there have been some ridiculous scenarios. A nice 1v2 clutch there from Octane. As the S&D from Health continues.
Waskin, another first blood. 8 and 4, approaching double digits. Just saw him. Or did he?
Did.
Doesn't matter, because he's snapping. Waskin with 2 kills in this one. Scraps, his brother, finds the final one.
They're letting Waskin go handle that top plat all by himself, and he's doing a great job of locking it down.
He is. Scraps there with the round-ending kill cam. The brother duo continue to impress, and they have got to be playing out of their minds if they're going to win this series. All right. What else can you see? FTL, Trinity, Scarab, still a lot of things to work with, and they have a 1-round advantage. And like you said, Waskin has just been dominating from this position.
Oh, Tommy gets out with his life. He did a very aggressive challenge towards top hotel hallway. Thankfully, the wall bounce in towards top plat saved him, and because of a lack of aggression towards lower B, there was no one able to crossfire from LG from this lower street side.
Sunny B now out to plat. Just trying to get some information. Just sprinting around with his heat ride. Hasn't seen anything yet. They got to make a play at some point here. Still 45 seconds on the clock. Finally going to work to get this bomb down. He's got cover.
No.
He's got cover. He's got 0 cover.
Analysis with Maven. 3 versus 4, and they know where the objective's down at. Scraps doing what he can to salvage this round. And now his teammate will take this bomb and wrap it towards top market.
Now, can we hop over to Scraps? Say Scraps is about to be in behind a couple of players. Does he get the timing? Oh, he just misses it, but he knows they pushed out. The call comes in from his teammates. Nice shots onto the first. Second challenge is Tommy. Going to be the last man. It's going to be 1 versus 1. Slacked. Tommy, only 5 seconds.
Oh. Erad, not the weapon you want to have right there. Slack, nicely done. I actually agree with how he played that, because the worry is if he keeps running, you know, Tommy spots him and maybe has a chance to chase him down or get a good angle on a kill there. He knows Tommy's got an Erad. Those bullets won't be penetrating through that car. He can stay there unless Tommy hits ridiculous shots, as you saw right there, and absolutely melts him. That's not a gunfight he's going to win.
Very true. Tied up again, 4-4. Octane has camo. On the side of Luminosity, Octane and Slack. Hell of a game. 8 and 6 for Octane, 10 and 4 for Slack. And on the other end, it's been the twin brothers doing it all.
You can make a case that either of these teams should have won this map by now with how they misplayed some of these rounds.
That's true. Nade sticks that trophy. Waskin is trying to get away. He is sandwiched. Nowhere he could go. Runs into the crossfire there with Saints. 4-2 advantage for LG.
I love how they adapt in that round, LG. They know they've been kind of lightly stacking Waskin on top plat by himself, overwhelm him. While he has been incredible, he cannot withstand gunfire from 4 players, basically. As Sunny B and Scraps are left to the impossible task of retaking this site 2v4.
Well, with that first pick, maybe you give yourself a chance. Scraps just spotted another, but now Scraps actually going to be by himself. He gets pushed and dominated. 1 round away is LG from taking a 2-0 advantage.
If I am FNATIC, I am grabbing the bomb, going towards top bridge, playing for a plant on our side, hovering the Trinity rocket from Waskin, and if worst comes to worst, you use the camo to force around 11. I know it's an obvious play, but even with how obvious it is, you might as well still do it.
Remember, Octane does have camo on the other side of this as well. We hope you get lucky and take him out with one of these streaks.
So they should try to push right away and get some idea of where they're at. Watch this. Now Waskin's going to go to his spawn. He's going to call in the streak. When he calls in the streak, they're going to push the top bridge when they get the call out, right? And this should float down slowly. Watch the bomb on the arena map. They're going to push up to the bomb. They'll call out exactly what's there. Now Wuskin will drop it. Can we switch to the bomb planter very quickly? Look at what Sunny B's doing. Because of that Trinity rocket, he's got peace of mind to plant. Now they're in a 4 versus 3, and they still have their payloads saved up and ready to go for round 11.
Oh, and you're about to kill the camo player. If they can take him out, that's huge. This round is absolutely a win for FNATIC.
That's textbook. I mean, that is how you have to play that round. I know some people are probably thinking, why hasn't Wuskin used these streaks yet? That is essentially a guaranteed round win right there. I'm sure they would have loved it to clinch the search and destroy.
Yeah, and less Octane made some crazy play with camo there. That's a round win.
So now we're in a scenario. It's round 11. Both teams have camo. Simply comes down to who uses camo better.
Yep. Now let's see. We'll follow them for a lot of this. So Octane on one side. And both teams going to be on opposite splits here off the break.
This is smart from FNATIC. They're going to get bodies here while this objective's still going down. They're going to play around the Scarab to get them information. Now, I will say, there's some hesitation. Yeah, look at this hesitation. Cyclo would be able to plant this bomb and should be able to at least back up from the site or get to some cover.
Here we go. First camo.
He doesn't check it.
He didn't check the corner. He's trying to turn. Finally gets it. At least picks up a kill. Oh, it's a team kill as Tommy blows up the car. Now Octane's camo gets the better of him and LG takes it.
That round's entirely different if FNATIC does not hesitate. Simple as that. Team kill from Tommy. It's unfortunate. I believe that might have... No, it wasn't the Scarab. It wasn't the Scarab because Wuskin called him the Scarab. Either way, yeah, you see the frustration there from FNATIC. They're now 1 map away from being eliminated from our Stage 2 playoffs with the top 6 placing.
Yeah, I mean, that was must-win map.
Yep.
Do I think that this is a FNATIC team that is capable of beating LG? Absolutely. They have done it. Can they reverse sweep them? I just don't see it. I don't know how they pull that off.
Here's the crazy thing, right? We are now 1 map away from our potential top 4 being E-United, Envy, Optic, and LG. I think your biggest outlier there is Envy, but with Envy now playing the way that they should for the most part, not really too surprising. There's a lot of Call of Duty veterans still left. The men on your screen, though, they're trying to stay alive. They're down 0-2 to LG. They just lost a heartbreaking round 11. And now they've got to go into Uplink next. Can FNATIC keep the European dream alive? We'll find out right after this quick commercial break.
Here we go. It's game 3 uplink. Luminosity looking to close this out with a sweep. FNATIC trying to keep the lone EU team alive. If they can start potential reverse sweep, it has to be now.
If they're going to reverse sweep LG in this series, especially after the heartbreak that was that game 2, it would be one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my time casting.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. Maybe it happened today. There's been some certainly strange results. I think I would have picked almost every series wrong today.
I think I did pick every series.
Oh, Wuskin maintaining lobby. Gonna pick up the drone and wrap this top side as Tommy gets a pick on the Classic. Things starting to open up. He's got a lead blocker, one trailing in behind, which is his brother Scraps. Tommy, 2 opening picks to get through. This should be points on the board, just trying to pick the opportune angle. He can't get it away. Sunny B is here, but on the opposite side through mid-street. So far, he had a nice defensive hold from LG and a nice defensive hold from FNATIC.
LG, just like normal, get a quick point on the board. Already establish a lead. And they're ready to continue to bring the action right to FNATIC. That's 3 kills in a row. Now looking for the 4th is Classic as he's got a player just behind him on Park. Begins to spray but can't lock down shots as the drone resets the lobby. LG, they need to get another wave of these kills. They know it. Yeah, you can see that. A little bit too frantic right there for my liking.
And, you know, we talk about FNATIC, one of their best modes, uplink. I just feel like, I don't know, what uplink would you give them the best chance on against a team like Luminosity? I feel like Precinct's just going to be so difficult.
I don't know. I mean,
throwback?
Like, for example, I was about to say, Wuskin needs to have a monster game. The guy's 0-3. He's going to be the one that has a chance to kill Octane in some of these power positions.
Well, exactly. Like when you're talking about this top window here, looking down towards Statue, gunning Octane out of a position like that, gonna border on impossible. You'll see exactly the spot we're talking about. Who's gonna take him out of this? Look how easy this is. Look how easy this is.
Okay, Tommy. Anybody else?
And I know Octane's only 5 and 4. He hasn't exactly been dominating, but
once he gets in that spot,
exactly. And the scary part is, you know, if Luminosity continues to control the pace of this, more often than not, he's just going to be sitting like a turret.
Yep, and wow. We're talking about Octane's MB4. It's Slack that's now 9 and 4. The single lead blocker, 2 dead still on FNATIC. The drone now being rallied. They'll manual pass it out and look for more kills. This should be another dunk. Pass. 2-point play from Classic. 5-0 now LG in just 3 minutes time.
And the lone guy that was near lobby to make sure you don't have any kind of counter-attack for FNATIC was Octane. He did find a kill. Classic then collapsed from the other side. This is ugly for FNATIC. You're already down 5-0. Another scoring opportunity was getting going, but Sunny B's 2-piece will stop it. Slack, who started to go off his 75 off the Trinity rocket, should have a kill here. Should have multiple kills. The entire team is lining up. He actually doesn't get any of them. Okay, he got the Trinity rocket off 2 assists.
Wow. But because obviously they're in LG's base, the spawns are easier to recover from for LG there. So Saints winds up winning the trade as he was the one that first got killed at the start of those engagements. Woo, stays alive there. Some nice shots, some range. I believe, yeah, that was Wuskin with the NV4.
Well, they swap. Saints gets out. Octane goes over and takes control of that top window as he'll be looking over his teammates as they try to make plays. And there you go. Octane takes out Tommy on the cross. The rest of his minions start to mount forward. Classic's already almost at the FNATIC base, just tagging him up. The team
don't gas it. At this point, the rest of LG are Classic's minions.
Yeah, right.
That's the point we're at now.
Classic has been absolutely superb.
Jesus, man.
Deep 1-pointer.
Nope.
Little short.
So they can still recover off of this. Oh, as I say that, Slack team kills Saints, but yeah, a botched one. I would definitely make a much bigger deal if it wasn't already 5-0 and FNATIC had a chance at scoring a drone in the first 5 minutes of this game, but that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, they had, what, that one opportunity when they got into top ticket and Sunny B was collapsing from mid-street, but LG held strong, and that was in the opening couple minutes of the game. They've had nothing resembling offense since. Nice shots from Classic. My God, almost finishes the second there.
Positive 17, positive 18 now is LG in just side 1, on pace to outslay their opponents by close to 40, which is just unheard of in uplink.
Yeah, it's just like this isn't a throwback or something where you can get lots of flanks in and kind of make it a messy game.
Yep.
Even on Frost, you can do that at times. This is all about just slaying in layers, and like
you're just not
so tough to win.
Simple as the fact that you're not gonna win this map if you're main and V4 players pushing closer to triple negative. And I think Wuskin right now is 6 and 15, something along those lines. It's
I wouldn't want to be the MV going up against Octane when he's set up.
I mean, don't get me wrong. FNATIC getting top 6, if I'm being completely honest, I think it's kind of what they were expected to get.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think they were expected to get top 8.
Yeah. So I think they've already kind of turned some heads. They've had very tough opponents.
Yeah, I mean, think about the 2 matches you lose are going to be Optic and LG.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, shouldn't be too upset about that one.
No, I don't think you can be.
It's now LG again in the first 20 seconds of a side, put points on the board. This time it's a dunk from the hands of Slack. They're now up by 4 possessions. FNATIC have not gotten close. You've got streaks still from Classic. Payloads are going to come into play here soon. I think this kind of just sums up how this LG team is feeling and after that NV loss earlier today.
I mean, the matchup that, many might have expected to be your winner's bracket final, LG Optic, it's not going to be that. It's going to be a loser's match to likely kick off tomorrow, as long as LG can close this out. But you got to think Optic maybe a little pissed off when they saw NV beat LG. That's not a team they wanted to match up with. Not in losers, that's for sure.
Classic all by himself. The one does go in for FNATIC, okay. They'll bring it back to a 3-possession game. Still putting up a fight, 4 minutes left, not done yet. But man, this is the guy that they need to turn things around. 7-17 is Wuskin right now. The only player in the lobby not at the 10-kill mark.
Maybe put away the MV4 and rock the E-Rad for a little bit. Tommy will take over that duty. Wuskin, though, with drone, can they get a few more points? Streaks now start to come in. Everyone trying to get into safety, and they are able to do that. Drone gets a little bit behind. 2 kills going either way, though. You should have a deep 1-point chance at least. It'll likely be picked off. Nope, can't even get it away, and I don't think there's any chance that was going through anyway.
No. It's LG, man. They're one of the better teams at getting interceptions, stacking that portal. Drone now being taken the long route. This is what we see so often from the teams that are confident in their slaying. You bring the drone towards gas, you play for kills, force the opponent to have to push through these choke points, and then just reset it. You know, drop it, keep moving it forward a couple inches at a time. Look at how much time this is burning. Now you get into back gas, overdrive as well. This timing's gonna work out perfectly for the one, back to a 4-possession game.
Tommy gets a couple kills on defense, but not before the 1-point toss does get through. I apparently forgot the Classic is still alive and well in your base as everyone turns and runs towards lobby. At least a few kills now for FNATIC. Can they get anything behind it? Wow, Classic. Gunfight he probably should have won. Gets burned by Sunny B. The E-Rad's coming alive right now for FNATIC. Here we go. Chance for more points. Still have 4 players up here to push forward.
Okay.
Tommy and Scraps keep picking off in the back while these E-Rads run forward. This is a dunk. This gets you back in it.
They got to rotate back. They got to go back to lobby fast, a little bit faster than that. Scraps get in position. Have Tommy go for this drone, get the passes forward. Surprised to see Sunny B now pushed all the way up here towards gas. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that one at all. As they're going to get wiped off the map, LG stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I thought they had a really good chance there to maybe rally and get in a couple scores. Nothing else comes behind it, just the one dunk, so still trailing by 5 with 2 minutes to go. Classic has camo. No camo available for the side of FNATIC yet.
Oof, shot beat down from Tommy.
There you go, 3 down.
1 minute and 43 seconds left. The FNATIC just have to start right now. No other way around it. They have to get scores on this push.
Sunny B, man, he pushed up and 1-1 at least. A couple players coming off a respawn. Overdrive engaged. Can he get a dunk or a 1-point toss? He has to go for the one, but you still bring it within 2 possessions. Slack now going to drop the Centurion, and kind of the key choke point is they're going to be pushing forward and try to get points on him.
I like that spot. Something that maybe you don't expect. Stop some grenades from being thrown over towards that portal. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, and Tommy's actually just going to bring this the other way. Are LG going to be ready for this? It's only Saints here. They do have 2 players in position. The one, a little bit over, and Octane with that kill on the Scraps, I think should be the dagger in the heart of FNATIC fans. As 50 seconds left, the drone now pushed all the way up to gas. I talked about this earlier. This is where LG can stall for a very long time.
Well, Wuskin does get in behind and get 2. Unfortunately, the rest of his team ends up dropping. Nice. He hits 3, wipes out everybody. Tries to get to the drone, though. Octane still there at range, takes him out with the MV4. 35 seconds now. Looks like we're having a 3-0 here for our final match of the night.
And honestly, I think a lot of people expected it, especially after LG's loss. You knew this team was going to have the fire lit.
They come in with a point to prove, and they get the sweep. Scraps has camo. may get a dunk. Nope, can't even get the edge as he falls. Sort of the dreams of FNATIC. LG will move on.
LG will face Optic Gaming in their elimination match to kick off tomorrow. FNATIC finished stage 2 with a top 6 placing. LG get the job done there with a quick 3-0 sweep.
Oh, I can't wait for that match to start tomorrow. Sunday is going to be insane.
And I do want to say, FNATIC got to keep your head held high. I mean, you lose to Optic Gaming and you lose to LG. 2 of the best teams in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Simple as that. You wind up beating an E6 squad that a lot of people thought were going to walk on over you. You definitely gave a great fight. But in the end, I think that's kind of the expected outcomes.
And yeah, it's tough too because FNATIC doesn't beat teams by outslaying them usually. That's not going to be their recipe for success. They don't have the skill as some of the top teams, and it stinks that the two teams you match up against and lose to are probably your best core 4, like raw slaying teams in Optic and LG. So not great matchups for them, but they keep some of these matches close. But ultimately, FNATIC will be knocked out, and it's Luminosity moving on. Ben, guys, break it down for us.
Thank you very much, Maven. Thank you, Jack. Congratulations to LG. As you said, they knocked FNATIC out. But for FNATIC, you have to kind of feel like, yeah, this was a better placement than many people would have predicted. Of course, a lot of people had them just getting kind of double eliminated straight off the bat, right? Finishing 7th, 8th. But they walk away, of course, 5th, 6th. And for LG, business as usual. Now can they try and steam or string together some momentum and maybe go on a bit of a loser's bracket run? That, of course, is the big question. We'll go ahead and break down that series, though, first. Starting with the hard point. The game, to be honest, went from real close to not that close in the space of 2.5.
Very competitive overall. FNATIC seemed to be rotating quite well in this first rotation, and then all of a sudden, that came to a very abrupt halt at 106, and we all just started laughing like, they're not going to score a point for the rest of the game. And then they didn't. I didn't actually think it was going to happen.
77 to 106. It started right here. They don't.
That's absurd.
That is score another one.
It was 3 hills in a row. 0 points for FNATIC. I mean, how'd you not get a single point?
You have to rotate. I mean, that's just it. They lose cell block. Again, that's just one of those things where top teams understand, all right, we're going to lose cell block, but we can full hold that grave. And then when you chain the other commissary, that's what we've seen. Sort of grave and commissary have been a piece, and middle and cell block have been another combination we've seen all weekend long, but you just can't allow that to happen.
Very true, very true. And then, of course, we head over to game number 2. LG 1-0 up at this point convincingly. This one, though, Momo, a lot closer. Of course, it does go to round 11.
Yeah, I mean, again, FNATIC, they've always been a good S&D team, and yes, they did push LG, taking a 3-1 lead over them kind of very early on was, you know, a good start, and it's kind of what you need as FNATIC, but this is just where it kind of all gets out of control here. You can see time ticking away. The FTL play comes in, very, very kind of flashy plays, if you like, but it really just changes the game. But like you said, round 11, you got to give credit to FNATIC. As long as you exclude that second half of hard point, it was competitive.
Very true. That FTL play still has me somewhat confused, because it didn't even look difficult for Slack. It was almost like, oh, I'm being shot, let me FTL, he's in cover, and then he just turns around and burns Wuskin.
This search was an absolute mess. The fact that LG gave away that 2v1 earlier on, and then that FTL play happened, and then several times Octane hops over that wall, kills Tommy at the tank like he had no idea. It's like, are these people talking to each other?
Yeah.
I don't know what the calls were in those sort of scenarios, but the fact that so many, easily clutchable scenarios happen like that.
Even the round 11, it had a camo play with the camo player running past someone, then realizes, oh yeah, there's a player there, and then a team kill comes through. It's like, okay, it was just like playing with one hand behind your back, but Slack did have a phenomenal map, that is for sure. LG take it 6-5, but still showing definitely had some problems with FNATIC, that is for sure.
I'm nervous still for Luminosity. They're search and destroy.
Absolutely.
I understand they're not a good retail team. You've seen some other pros talk about it.
Right.
Their retail search, they lost it earlier, and then right there around 11 where they probably shouldn't have won. I think FNATIC should have probably won, 3 or 4 more of those rounds based on clutches, but that makes me very nervous for tomorrow. They definitely have to fix that search and destroy or just clutch up. But going to uplink, it was all Luminosity just from the start. FNATIC did a pretty good job in the second half to string some scores together, but felt like Luminosity just sort of took the pedal off the gas a little bit. Just knew that they were in control.
Yeah, classic finishes with a 1.42. Obviously, remember we heard the caster say, yeah, there's a lot of talk about him potentially being a top 5 player. where do you kind of have him right now? Because I think it's fair to say, outside of Octane, who else could possibly be above him?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, for me, still, Octane, I think, is the best player in the game right now. I'd put Classic right there, number 2. I really would. A lot of people argue kind of formal, but I think the role that Classic does and what he brings to this team, a lot goes under the radar. He goes under the radar. Definitely a top 3 player, though.
Slacked finishes the series with a 1.58.
Yeah, and again, we don't talk about Slacked and States. Like,
right?
it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
It really is, but a fantastic performance from him. Now, of course, we can take a look at our brackets and where things lie. Of course, only one more day left here at Stage 2 playoffs, and our winners bracket final is set. E-United take on Team Envious, and what I think many may assume, oh, E-United should take that, but with Envy's performances so far this weekend, Merc, that honestly could go the distance.
Slasher has been an absolute monster. If Apathy and John, even JCap, needs to step it up big time in those respawns, I mean, how can you go against them again? Like, they beat Luminosity, they beat FaZe in a Game 5. It's probably going to go the distance, but honestly, just looking at these last 4 teams left, you know, United, you know, Luminosity, Optic, I think we might have our 4 best teams in the world if Slasher keeps playing at the way he is.
Definitely, that's fair to say. Of course, in the losers bracket, Merc, you just kind of touched on it there a little bit. Optic Gaming versus Luminosity tomorrow. I mean, whew,
That's a hell of a way to start.
That's definitely a hell of a way to start. I mean, it's Optic Gaming, of course. They've been so good at S&D. That seems to now be Luminosity's weakness. They were good at it. Now, all of a sudden, it doesn't look that way. I mean, how do you predict that game, team?
Map 5, flip a coin.
Okay.
That's the way I'm going with it, especially after a day like today. I don't really know. It seems like both teams look very, very strong and in full form, back to what we're used to seeing from them. And then all of a sudden, LG looks like the old LG from early on in IW, where they can't win a search and destroy. But the respawn looks extremely good. They're outslaying by 77 kills in losing series. It's a roller coaster, Ben. It's fun, though.
The thing to me is, these last 4 teams left, look at the NV4 players. You have Slasher versus Clayster, you have Octane versus Formal. There's no doubt in my mind that these are the 4 best NV4 players in the world. The impact that they have on these teams are huge, you know? A few months ago, you would have probably put Splice up there just because of Zero. He doesn't perform as well. Enable, we've seen him slack at times in some respawns, but again, these 4 guys, like, I can't wait to watch these matchups tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be great. Speaking of tomorrow, Championship Sunday schedule, we kick things off. Optic Gaming versus Luminosity elimination matchup. Loser goes home. Then we have our winners final matchup. Envious taking on E-United, followed by losers final. And of course, our grand final of the Stage 2 playoffs at 5:30 p.m. But that now concludes an awesome day 2 of the Stage 2 playoffs of the Call of Duty Global Pro League presented by PlayStation 4. We've had some epic matches throughout the day, including some unbelievable upsets as well. Sadly, we've already lost Splice, Enigma 6, FaZe, and now FNATIC from the tournament. Heading into Championship Sunday, the stage is set. E-United versus Envious is our winners bracket final, whilst Optic Gaming have to go through LG in the losers bracket. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for Championship Sunday as the Stage 2 playoffs comes to an end.